Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. The shocking truth about Britt's medications and the identity of Faison or someone new. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease there is an important question that must be asked. Who is responsible for Britt Westbourne's, Kelly Thibault, medication and note? Could the letter C refer to Caesar Faison, Anders Hove, or might it be someone entirely different? Someone made a delivery of medicine and a note to Britt's room over Bobby's. In the episode aired on September 22nd, Britt discovered a package adorned with a bow waiting for her on the bed. After she opened it, she found the necessary drug doses along with a card reminding her not to forget her medication. The card was signed with a C, leading fans to speculate about the identity of the sender. Given that both Britt and Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, have returned from the dead, the possibility of Caesar Faison making a comeback cannot be dismissed. Although Faison's brain is reportedly preserved in a jar, that's hardly a deterrent in soap operas. Death means nothing in Port Charles. Numerous people have come back from the dead. It would be simple for the writers of GH to dismiss this, so it's prudent to remain open to the possibility that Faison is still alive. However, the show could be attempting to mislead viewers with a red herring. Perhaps they want the audience to think that C stands for Caesar when it actually refers to someone completely different, like a Cassadine. Victor Cassadine, Charles Shaughnessy, could be a candidate if he staged his own death and somehow took control of Faison's operations, but that doesn't quite align with the idea of the mystery boss having an affection for Britt. It seems more logical that this mysterious figure has a personal connection to Britt. Nathan just showed up in town, could he be connected? Certainly, we cannot overlook the fact that Nathan has just crashed his truck and ended up at GH, making the timing quite intriguing given that Britt has just discovered her package. It's conceivable that Nathan was the one who delivered the drug vials and card for someone else with the initial C, but there could be another theory at play. What if Faison has somehow been granted a second chance at life within Nathan's body? The show has previously explored memory mapping storylines, so they might be venturing into similar territory here. This could clarify why Nathan retains his own fingerprints and why he might sign Britt's card with a C for Caesar. Faison could be orchestrating events from within Nathan's mind, suggesting that some unexpected developments are on the horizon. If you thought Port Charles had reached peak chaos, think again. Britt Westbourne's story is exploding into a full-blown medical and psychological thriller, with a cryptic figure known only as C pulling strings from the shadows. Are Britt's medications part of a sinister experiment? And is C really her infamous father, Caesar Faison, or has a brand new villain slipped into Port Charles under the radar? Britt's fragile state. But is it real? Britt has been struggling for months, claiming her medications are the only thing keeping her from spiraling. But suspicions are rising that these pills may not be what she thinks they are. A sharp-eyed Maxie recently noticed that Britt's prescriptions don't match the standard treatment for Huntington's disease. When she quietly brought this up to Austin, the eccentric doctor's reaction wasn't comforting. He seemed nervous, almost guilty, as though he knew more than he was letting on. If Britt has been misdiagnosed or deliberately fed the wrong meds, then everything she's been experiencing, the fatigue, the mood swings, the haunting nightmares, could have been orchestrated. Which begs the question, who would want to keep Britt sick and vulnerable? Enter C, a ghost from the past or a fresh threat? General Hospital spoilers hint that Britt has been receiving strange, unsigned notes. Each one bears only a single initial, C. Some fans are convinced that this points to Caesar Faison. After all, the legendary villain has faked his death before, and his obsession with Britt's well-being, or control over her, has always been twisted. But there's a catch. The style of these notes doesn't quite match Faison's dramatic flair. Instead of threats and power plays, they read more like manipulations disguised as guidance. Trust the pills. Don't listen to Jason. Don't dig too deep. Could Faison really be alive and reinventing himself with subtlety? Or is C someone else entirely? Perhaps a long-lost sibling, a rogue Cassadine, or even a newcomer with a personal vendetta against the Westbournes. Jason and Sam team up. While Britt has been leaning on Jason for support, Sam recently picked up on the mystery of C. Even though Jason and Sam's romantic relationship has been fractured for years, spoilers suggest that they'll join forces again, not as lovers, but as investigators. Sam's PI instincts kick in, and she starts digging into pharmacy records, tracing Britt's medications back to an unregistered supplier. That trail reportedly leads straight to a front company tied to the WSB. And if the WSB has its hands on Britt's case, then C may not just be a villain, but someone with government access and power. Lies, manipulation, and a dangerous game. As Britt tries to stay afloat, the people around her are beginning to notice inconsistencies. Spinelli, always lurking with his tech skills, hacks into the prescription database and confirms what Maxie suspected. Britt's meds have been tampered with.
Instead of slowing the progression of her disease, they're designed to accelerate neurological decline.
This means that someone is deliberately making Britt worse, perhaps to destabilize her emotionally, perhaps to control her actions, or perhaps to lure Jason into a trap. Britt's fragile state could make her the perfect pawn in someone else's chess game. Is C really Caesar Faison? Let's play devil's advocate. If Faison truly survived, faked another death, and returned in secret, what would his endgame be? Britt has always been the only genuine weakness in his monstrous psyche. Maybe he's tormenting her with false medications to keep her close, ensuring that she has no one else to trust but him. Why the cryptic notes instead of a grand re-entrance? Faison thrived on spectacle. It's possible, of course, that he's learned from his failures, that this time, he's operating in shadows rather than fireworks. Or is it someone new? Another theory gaining traction is that C could stand for Cassadine. With Victor Cassadine recently resurging and his obsession with medical experimentation well established, he's a prime suspect. Britt once worked closely with the Cassadines, and Victor has always had an eye on powerful pawns to manipulate. Imagine if Victor is orchestrating Britt's suffering, setting her up as bait to lure Jason, or even to test a new neurological experiment with global implications. After all, the Cassadines never think small. Alternatively, C could represent a fresh face, maybe a child of Faison we don't yet know about. Soap operas thrive on the reveal of secret offspring, and Britt discovering she has a sibling manipulating her from the shadows would pack a devastating punch. Britt's breaking point. Spoilers suggest Britt is nearing a dangerous collapse. Her faith in Jason is strong, but even she is starting to question her sanity. The pills make her dizzy, the notes haunt her, and now her dreams are filled with visions of Faison calling to her. In one chilling upcoming scene, Britt reportedly wakes to find the letter C scrawled in fog on her bathroom mirror, though whether it's real or a hallucination remains unclear. This spiraling storyline will likely push Britt toward a crossroads, either surrender to the supposed illness and trust C, or fight back and expose whoever is orchestrating her torment. Port Charles reacts. When the truth about Britt's medications begins to leak, chaos will ripple across Port Charles. Maxie may feel guilty for not speaking up sooner. Austin could find himself accused of malpractice. Jason will double down on protecting Britt, while Sam may take her investigation to dangerous levels, putting herself in direct conflict with the WSB. And if Faison truly is alive, his re-entrance will rock every single character who's ever crossed his path. Anna, Robert, and Valentine will be pulled right into the storm, with Anna reliving her darkest history and Valentine forced to reckon with whether he had a hand in keeping Faison's legacy alive. The cliffhanger ahead. General Hospital thrives on shocking cliffhangers, and this storyline is ripe for one. Imagine Britt, standing in her apartment, confronting the hooded figure finally revealing themselves as C. Her face goes pale as she whispers, "It can't be you." The audience won't know whether she's seeing her father or a brand new enemy until the very last second. Either way, Britt's life, and possibly Jason's, will never be the same. Bottom line, the mystery of Britt's medications is more than just a medical storyline. It's a ticking bomb that could rewrite the future of Port Charles. Whether C is Caesar Faison himself, a Cassadine mastermind, or an entirely new villain, one thing is certain. Britt's survival depends on uncovering the truth before her mind and body are destroyed.